Good morning, welcome to the technical breakdown here from Crypto Collective. My name's Mark and I'll be guiding you through this morning's session. Yet again, we've seen another sell-off in Bitcoin, and what should we look out for right now? Well, interestingly, price pretty much came down to the 51 even handle last night. Another big sell-off. And what should we look out for, and what are the potential patterns that could be forming here? Well, first of all, we should need to see this 51k level hold. Price may test the lows again, but what I'll be looking for is an impulsive rally from here. I want to see buyers step in, even if this is the start of what is due to be a deeper correction for the longer term. I think in the short term we should at least see another rally, maybe testing the even handle 60,000. And what this will print for us is potentially the right shoulder. I'll just pull this in so you can see it a little bit more clearly. So if we look at this impulsive move from here, forming the left shoulder, bringing down to the first part of the neckline, creating the head, maybe one more push lower into the previous low here, then looking for the right shoulder, and then obviously we'll be looking for that measured move. Now where can this correct to? Well, according to technical analysis and how price moves, we would be looking for something like that move here, which would take us to, if I just copy that, oops, and bring that down, you can see potentially as low as 36,000 based on a measured move of the head and shoulders. I think I'd be more inclined for like 42,000 as the next major level, which would be basically where the previous swing came in and the major low. So we can see through this area here, 41.7, 42,000. So I think that would be the most sort of significant area I'd be looking for, rather than going on the measured move. But we'll have to see how the market plays out. First thing is this 51,000 has to hold, and if we are going to reach this 60,000, 62,000 for a potential right shoulder, we're going to have to break 58. So there's a few criteria that needs to be done. A break above 58 and we'll start to see the altcoins pull with it, and then we can, if we want to liquidate those positions or liquidate part of those positions, we will do. My personal way of managing my portfolio is I do think we're going to see a bigger correction. So on the next rally, if we can pull up into that 62,000, I am going to reduce my exposure in some of the altcoins, and then I'll be looking to basically re-enter those markets after we've seen the deeper correction and we start to see some buyers step back into the market. So that's how I'm looking at Bitcoin. If we move over to Ethereum, Ethereum on the other hand has been very, very bullish and has kind of brushed off any kind of sell-offs over the last couple of days. Obviously it experienced the one at the weekend, but during yesterday's sell-off, this was the only market that actually maintained any sort of bullish momentum. Now we did hold the 2000 barrier. Now if we go to the 4-hour chart, this is what we spoke about in our previous technical breakdown, was we want to see if price would break above that 2280 level. It did, and it gave a lovely technical setup for those that are just trading off the technicals. You see here, price broke that high, created a new high, broke back down into previous resistance, now becomes support, and now we've run off nicely. We will test these highs in my opinion, and like we did here, I think not only will we test those highs, we'll break through those highs, break through the trend line, and before we get a correction, we'll break through, create new highs. So looking for price to create a new all-time high, going above that 2600 price point before we then roll over and get a correction, maybe all the way back down to 1800, 1900. So that's my sort of forecast on Ethereum, and if we do get that, fantastic. I'll be looking for some lovely buying opportunities in around that 1800 if it holds. Let's take a look at Ripple, because Ripple's setting up quite nice technically as well. And for those of you that have been disciplined and didn't get sucked back into the rally after the sell-off, as I was talking about, so we saw that big sell-off, and in the previous technical breakdown I highlighted this trend line and said, look at all these rejections. Now if you wanted to be eager, you could have got in, which I highlighted as well, which was a break of this short-term trend line through this area here, and I said take profits at the trend line here, and then we've seen market reject. So really what you've got to wait for now for that bullish momentum is see a new high, wait for the break of the trend line, then look for a correction and trading it back up to all-time highs. Personally, looking at this, I do suspect we'll probably come back down, test this 1.12 area before we get any momentum. Now, if we do break 1.12, it does open up the floorway to a deeper correction in towards the 0.9 and maybe even down towards 0.75. They're the next steps for this particular markets. And last but not least, because we have spoke about Dodge quite a lot recently, Dodge is under a lot of pressure now, but it does have a similar sort of pattern formation to what we're seeing on Bitcoin in terms of a potential head and shoulders. So you can see we've got this kind of formation, but I think maybe if we can get to the highs, it's possibly a good time to, if you are in this stock, to reduce exposure massively. They were forecasting the 20th of April to be Dogecoin's day and to reach $1. Across all the Reddit and meme stock forums, it didn't do that. If anything, it is sold off over that day. So I think right now is just be patient. If you do like this stock, be very, very wary that it could break through 26. And if it breaks through 26, it's a long way back down to 0.1. So however you are involved in Dogecoin, just trade responsibly. And on that note, guys, just to remind you, we are not investment advisors. We are here just giving you technical education so that you can make informed decisions on whether or not you would like to participate in these particular tokens or coins. So have a great trading day, and we will look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Bye bye.